Welcome in, everybody. Figured I'd give it a minute for people to come in. Hey, Lot. Good to see you. So what you're seeing in front of you right now is what used to be the Arizona State Mental Hospital's cemetery. There's not a lot of markers in there. That big marker right there in the middle there, that was put in 2000 when they came in and cleaned this place up from neglect. And it looks like ever since then, they've let it go into neglect. I mean, other than like cutting the grass or something, these trees are looking like half dead. There's 2,400 bodies, both patient and staff, that are buried in this graveyard. What's up, good citizen? So my main focus on this, and starting out here with the cemetery of the Arizona State Mental Hospital, is the fact that they have like had a huge uptick in assaults. Not only just physical but sexual assaults towards staff and other patients, and it's getting kind of out of hand. The CEO, Mike Sheldon, is more concerned about his media press than apparently fixing anything or putting anything into plan to fix the problems that they have. I'm noticing all the crap and everything. Would you consider that they would have to take care of this side, or would the state have to take care of this side, the city? What's up, Dragon? Good to see you. And this kind of touches home because, I have someone close to me that was assaulted in this hospital yesterday. And it seems like the CEO doesn't care about cleaning it up. He just wants to clean up the media image for the Arizona State Mental Hospital. So I figured I'd help him with cleaning up his image and showing how neglectful he is of his grounds, of his employees, of his patients. Figure we just take a nice little tour around and see how much neglect they do, and just a nice little tour. Hey, Ronnie. I'll have to fix that, Ron. I had to purge a whole bunch of stuff, but you should have had one. I don't know why yours isn't there. So you should have had one. I'm doing good, Dragon. It is foul, Flat. It's really foul. I didn't appreciate, the person getting a hold of me last night and letting me know what was going on. On top of it, they have just received a whole bunch of money to help with those problems and situations. You know what I'm saying? So, they have been trying to make steps. I'm going to give them just a little bit of props that they have been trying to make steps before it took pulling, it pretty much took an inmate to damn near kill somebody to have the police come in and do a report. And we thought that we were making progress because they had put, security on the units. But then I found out that security don't like to go hands-on when a patient, loses it, which puts the BHTs and the nurses and everybody else that works there at risk, because a good majority of the BHTs and nurses are female. I mean, that's the good majority of it. And they're lucky to have what they have because they're so understaffed. It's not even funny. I mean, they have pretty much 5 people overlooking 24 people to 26 people in a unit. And I know that doesn't sound like much. Oh, you should be able to handle that. Yeah, but unfortunately, these 5 people end up having to get pulled off and get put onto a one-on-one, which means they have to stick with a certain patient. They cannot leave that patient's side. Anything happens, they cannot leave that patient's side. So that leaves 4 people to watch all of those people. And if you have, say, somebody that's on a 2-on-1 and a 1-on-1, now you only have 2 people. You see what I'm saying? So kind of crazy expectations that this hospital has for their employees, especially with how understaffed they are. I haven't quite figured out what this area is yet. I've been doing like aerial footage and stuff like that. This is all the Arizona State Hospital's roads, but I have no clue what was here or if anything was here and what this is actually used for, because that's a lot of unused space on that land. Reluctant Prophet, great to see you. Exiled. Marcus, yes, that's where our family's from. We were born and raised here, man. Sorry to tell you that on live. See who else. Melvin stopped in. What's up, Melvin? I mean, they've got an expansion on here, so let me give you a little insight on this state hospital. So it opened in January of 1887. That was even before Arizona was a state. It was just a territory. And it was like a nice Victorian house. And it was like really nice looking and everything. Kind of like this main building right here. Kind of had that architecture. It was a really nice building. But then in 1911, there was a huge fire to the building. And they had to remodel it all, which pretty much tore down the old building. They put up a bunch of new buildings. And then in 1912, Arizona became a state, and it officially got its name of Arizona State Mental Hospital. But that wasn't even recognized until 1956. I mean, this thing's got a crazy history to it. That cemetery back there, like I said, July 4th, 2000, they went and they cleaned it all up and they put in a new marker, but you can't access it. There's no public access to that cemetery. So if like you're into magic and you wanted to, put a protection spell or something on there for dearly departed, because you never know. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had a lot of traumatic injuries and deaths in this place. But you can't access it. You can't check it out. There's really only about, from what I could see, about 5 markers that actually marked graves. And like I said, that cemetery is holding 2,400 bodies. And, some of them are even staff that worked here and died here, and nobody claimed the body. You're going to notice a Department of Corrections van. That's funny. Please do. I'm pretty sure everybody in chat would have a laugh, and whoever watches this back, that would be awesome. I keep forgetting I could do this. It's gonna lean out. Stop recording my home. So this is an alleyway. They actually have this all backed up to a neighborhood. This used to be all farmland, and the Arizona State Hospital owned the majority of this land for the farmland. And as infrastructure grew, they sold land, and it pretty much just became a state facility instead of, like, you know, a self-sufficient facility that rehabilitates people into coming back into the real world. I got some stories on some rehab. Let me tell you what, they really don't do any rehab. Like, there's no, hey, we're gonna teach you how to, like, you know, balance a checkbook or keep a bank account. They do have bank accounts, but it's not like they're really taught how to use them. And a lot of these people, you know, don't have that comprehension, don't know how to take care of themselves, and, you know, to be rehabilitated, to come out here. It's really a sad story a lot of the time that I hear about what's coming out of here. And I can't really go too much into detail because, you know, HIPAA violations, whatnot, and so forth. I can go into detail on the fact of that, you know, there was an inmate there. It's documented on YouTube. He was held in seclusion for 630 days straight. So, I mean, there's some crazy stuff that's going on in this hospital. D-Johns, great to see you. I don't know what this building is. Might be part of the So, the Arizona State Mental Hospital here is split up into 2 units. The first unit is a civil unit, basically people that are having problems, whatnot, so forth. They end up getting put in there for their safety. Oh man, that was a step. And then you also have the forensic side, which is what we're walking up on now. And that's the people that, you know, get court ordered to come in here. You know, it's trial pending, judgment pending, stuff like that. Make sure they're suitable for trial. You're getting some background noise. I'm sorry. It's pretty windy today. I went down to Phoenix Police Department to the name of the officer that was ignorant with the staff member that it happened to. Patient pickup. I don't know what that is. I'll have to check that out. So this would be the forensic side. You can see by the windows, the type of windows. Kind of looks like a jail window. I can't autofocus. There you go. It's kind of weird. It's got the cell number marked on the outside of it, I think. I don't know if anybody can see those, but kind of looks like the cell numbers are marked there. Hey, if you ever need to break anybody out, they have the cell numbers marked on the outside. I'm pretty sure there's a reason for that, for like the guards or something. At the Salvation Army across the street. They'll help you out. If you're down here and you're hard up on bills, you can come to them. Not only will they try to help you out because they have certain programs for bills, but there's also other programs that they can link you up with here in Phoenix that can help you with bills if you're behind on bills. as well as shelter and whatnot and so forth. I mean, that's a given. But most people are like, "Oh, my bills. You need help. Go to the Salvation Army." They were supposed to be putting in, with the money that they got from the governor, they were supposed to be putting in cameras that could record audio as well as video with better footage. From what I'm told, that has been in talks for like 6 weeks and nothing has been done about it. Can't zoom. You got a sign up there that says Arizona State Prison Complex, Phoenix. I'll probably have to come back, walk around, and do some static so I can zoom in on a couple of these buildings, because I mean the buildings are actually quite like the older one right there that we're looking at is like awesome. I love the architecture of it. This one's kind of weird. It kind of reminds me of a spaceship almost. Like what's that? What's that office up here with the windows? What is that? Looks like it's gonna lift off. About to get run over. Signs there saying Arizona State Mental Hospital, do not trespass. I don't know, that might be their security rolling up on me. Now here's what I was talking. Here's some yard. You can see somebody walking around in there. So like I said, this is forensic side. They don't use a lot of this. I mean, this is outside walkway, I would think, for the guards. But the inside of there, the whole thing doesn't get used. You can see where this used to go for the gate. Got some nice rock there. You even had a couple of benches sitting over here for the public. All overgrown, not cut. That right there is probably why they don't have it open anymore. Right? Nah, sixth. I already took you by there at the very beginning, but no, they don't even bury, they don't have a cemetery here anymore. The cemetery that was here is full, and they no longer use it. They get shipped off to a different cemetery now. I have to relook up the name of that cemetery. Look at this. This is kind of one of the things I wanted to point out, all the garbage and trash on the outside of their facility. Granted, there is like a homeless problem around here, but still, like, look at that. And it's just like that all the way down up underneath the bougainvilleas. It's pretty crazy how they don't upkeep on their property, but they expect everybody else to upkeep on theirs, right? That building there is on the National Registered Historical Buildings there. That was one of the first buildings that was remodeled after the 9/11 fire. Or 1911 fire, sorry. 1911 fire. But again, like from what I was told, they've got benches out here and stuff. They've got gazebos, but this area doesn't get used. Mad traffic in this area out by the airport. I do believe that's their maintenance shop right there with all the windows. I mean, this is just a bunch of like wasted infrastructure, in my opinion. Okay, so this building here, if you can see it straight ahead, was a chapel built for the patients. So that way they could have their Sunday services or religious services or whatnot or so forth. They don't even use it because people get into too many fights. It's kind of crazy. But like they had this thing built, cost forever much money, and then they stopped using it after a while. In fact, they did that a couple of times with this facility because they tried also housing adolescents in this facility as well, keeping them separate from the adults, but they kept trying it and it kept failing, so they had to close those. The wife is getting a hold of me, letting me know we had a walkthrough today that we didn't know about. Awesome. Like, look, I don't understand. They have like a whole picnic area and everything down here. They've got places for everybody to chill, but they don't use it. This is all over cap. Like, look, if you were handicapped, could you get down that sidewalk without getting scratched up by the bougainvillea thorns? I mean, these things are pretty nasty. You know, they'll get you good too. And you're supposed to walk down this sidewalk or roll your wheelchair down this sidewalk and not get caught up by this stuff. Crazy. Look, nothing but food wrappers, nonstop, all the way down. She was collecting the aluminum cans. You know, at least somebody's doing their part. So I'm just wondering, you know, why I'm walking around and why I'm documenting all this. You know, I know it's probably boring, but I usually end up sending these videos to the city you know, attaching the video to it and complaining about how nasty this all looks. You know, you can complain about city property. Just keep checking on it. And if it doesn't get clean, keep complaining. The complaints will add up. My whole thing is they pay maintenance to come out here, clean up this stuff, and they can't even like keep this up kept so that way people riding bikes, wheelchairs, whatnot, so forth, can use the sidewalk properly without getting cut up by bougainvillea. That's a crazy concept to me. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna raise you guys up and get some pictures over here. I don't know how good of a view you guys got with that one. Yeah, yeah, no doubt. Completely agree with you on that one. So this is the entrance. This is the entrance to the forensic side of it. So again, if you're in jail or you're in a case and you know it's court ordered for you to be at the hospital, you go in there. It's just like any other prison. They run it like a prison. But surprisingly, most of the assaults don't even come out of there. I mean, you would figure more assaults would come out of that because, you know, of everything that happens in prisons and whatnot and so forth, when it's actually the reverse. These guys are pretty much on their P's and Q's. They don't want to add any more time that they already have to. Unlike this side where it's civil and, you know, it's pretty much all no holds bar, you know, but you could end up over here from what I hear from over there. I think it all just depends on what you do. But in my opinion, the patient here that assaulted the person that I know, I think they should be arrested. I would be arrested if I did anything that they did. So, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out at this point why the gentleman wasn't arrested, why charges weren't pressed. You know what I'm saying? Because they're leaving him in that environment, and that person has to come back the next day and work on that unit around that person. Here's the main entrance. No trespassing. Security. We'll sit here for a minute. Like I said, I had a crazy little interaction when I was downtown trying to figure out this officer's name. Sergeant wanted to pull prior restraint, pull vehicles in my way, not identify. It is a really big facility, D. Johns. I'm about to take you over here to the other side to the civil. Believe it or not, like I said before, they sold all their farmland for the most part. But they've actually got over by the civil side, they actually have fruit trees that they planted. But you know, it grows fruit, it produces fruit, but they don't pick it, they don't use it. If the inmates try to get it, they're in trouble because it's like right on the other side of the fence of the civil unit. So, you know, of course, you have inmates trying to get an apple or an orange off the tree, and nope, they get in trouble. Can't do that. What's the point of putting fruit trees if you're not going to produce the fruit and use it? I mean, that would work with food cost cutting. BRD 7053. He was a sheriff. That was the sheriff in that car. We'll cruise over here. I mean, at least up here, it's maintained a little bit better, you know? But it's like, I don't understand the difference between here and the other side because, you know, it all should be maintained. There should be no garbage lining your fences and stuff. It's kind of crazy. I mean, if I'm expected, you know? This is the administration building over here. This is where all the employees would park. I'm still trying to figure out what all the little buses, golf cart things that are there for because I never see them move. They're always in the same spots. There's no chargers there. Unless I can't see it. Oh, I couldn't see it. There it is. I see the charger box. That makes a whole lot more sense. But I still never see them move. Huh. I wonder why they blocked that. Let's see. Anything good? See, why block that, but then have this open? I'm gonna have to go back and review footage. Oh, okay. So those windows there are technically like a day room to a unit. So they probably have those panels blocked off so you can't get direct shots into those windows to get shots of patients and stuff. The layout of this building is weird. I do believe it's 6 units. It's either 4 or it's 6 units, and they're split up You know, as far as like they have two sides. So one will be like a north side, one will be an east side. You know, there's a patient right there. So I mean, it's kind of weird how they have it set up, but they've got a good amount of people in here. I do believe it's like 40 people per, you know, side or unit or something like that. See, I told the wife, she reassured me that this was open, and it's not. So this used to be a public street. Apparently, Valley-wise, the hospital here owns the whole lot up into the state facility. This did connect all the way through over to the other main street here, but I'm wondering if they're going to take that access out and claim this as their road. It even says no outlet. Oh, that way. Screw it. It's just like more of a lock. I'll just continue. So yeah, that's pretty much the majority of why I was running this live, is to bring a little awareness on what's going on down here. You know, the CEO don't feel like he should have to fix anything inside the facility, but he definitely wants his media fixed. He wants to look as good as he can on the media, but doesn't want to fix the problems like hiring the people. But the problem is nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to work for that facility because of the rumors and whatnot and so forth, and what's been on the news. I mean, if you just type into YouTube, you know, Arizona State Mental Hospital, you've got plenty to look at. I have to give kudos to ABC out here, who has been up their ass on pretty much everything. So you can get a lot of good footage from their stuff. But it's crazy the amount of assaults and everything that happened in that place, and nothing happens to the patients. The patients don't have any consequences. It's not like, you know, everybody thinks like you're in a place like that, you act up, you get a shot. Yeah, well, that shot really doesn't do anything. Not anymore, because of regulations and, you know, having to treat people a certain way. You know, they don't get that anymore. So really, there is no repercussion other than maybe they might have to restart their recovery program and start from the beginning. But even that is rare as a punishment on a patient, you know, who attacks somebody that works there or who is another patient there. Hey, Snash? Snarkin' sass. I like munched it all together. They're like, send an ass. All right, guys. I think I'm going to end this out. I'm coming back around to where my truck was, but I appreciate everybody coming in and commenting and whatnot and so forth, and just sticking around and listening to me yammer to myself. It's always fun yammering to myself. But thank you guys. I greatly appreciate it. Me and Good Citizen are going to be going live soon. I don't know if it's going to be today or tomorrow. We're still working on footage and clips and whatnot and so forth. It was a pretty crazy town meeting in Aguilar, the last one. So we're going to be covering that. But until then, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll definitely talk to you soon. If it'll end.